everybody, it's Elena. It's been a long time since my last video because I've spent a bit more than a month at the seaside and of course I didn't have anything to craft with me. Also, I didn't have any internet connection, which is not necessarily bad to not be on internet for a month. But at the same time, I awfully missed all the lovely lady in the crafting community, and so I'm happy I'm back. And I'd like to share with you my very first Gypsy book I made with lots of love because it is a gift to a special person in the crafting community. I won't mention her name because it will be a surprise, and it was really a pleasure to make it for her because I know she likes this style. So as you can see, it's quite, sorry, this has nothing to do with it, so it's quite chunky, and I realized that it's out of my comfort zone because I was always afraid of turning it into a heap of mismatched embellishments since there's a lot going on. But in the end I'm really pleased of how it turned out, and it was great to make. Also, as you will see in the description box down below, I thank a lot Luquita, whose YouTube channel is Pampered Petals, because I had inspiration for a gypsy book from her videos, and I just didn't watch them. I studied them, although I know that her fabric of her gypsy books are way better than this one because she's a wonderful crafter. So this being said, I won't go through every single detail, but I will point out something here and there. So first of all the book has been put together by hand sewing, because I still don't have a sewing machine, and I've sewn together some thick felt and crushed velvet and some scarves, which have a pattern, the perfect pattern for this kind of books, and I find lots of stuff at a beautiful shop at the seaside. So the first thing I want to point out is the front page, because this is a gypsy book and the theme in particular is fortune telling. And for the front I printed out this image of a magician and I created a sort of a theatre curtain as if to invite people inside this realm of fortune telling. As you can see, to create the curtain, at the end, at the bottom of the page, I just printed out on fabric some images about fortune telling and etched some of them. Then I created a bow for the image and added a little chain dangle. But what I want to point out is the curtain, which is mostly hand sewn, and both the velvet and the gorgeous sequined fabric comes from the lovely Julie Derry. And so first of all I gathered some velvet here and on the top, and then I gathered it by hand sewing it, and then I hand sewn on top this. I gathered this fabric and hand sewn it on top. Then I hand sewn this part, which is the top of the curtain, and I threaded this beautiful acrylic teardrop beads to form three rows of colored light, like those you see in fanfares. I'm not seeing them very well on the screen of my camera, but I hope you can see them. So basically I took a cotton thread, a black cotton thread, and then I threaded one, formed a knot, and left spaces between each of them. And then here I added 2 stars, which are glow-in-the-dark stars. And this is the cover, and of course I added lots of dangle at the bottom of each page. Also here I added 3 or 4 acrylic blings to fasten the curtains. Then let me show you the back. So the back, the book is covered on the outside with this gorgeous fabric, which is like taffeta, and it was a vintage tablecloth. And I added dangle trims on one side, and as you can see, some trims here. I formed the pocket with some lace and a doily I made, an oval doily made, added pieces here, and in the pocket I will put something, of course. And for the spine I've used this gorgeous trim with rosettes and pearls, and you see there's part of the curtain, this trim, and part of the brown trim I used here. The sequins were already there. Another thing I want to point out is that each page is really thick, so I went around with some Chinese braid because I didn't want the mess to show, and I covered everything. And then let's go into it. I hope the video won't be very long. I glued in some ribbon of this bright, it's like fuchsia red ribbon, and to keep it closed. So the first page is this one, which is my favorite one, and I printed out from Pinterest this gorgeous image of a lady who's like in trance, like seeing the future with her hands. And I had just added some blings, little blings, which are for nail art, and this gorgeous trim at the bottom. And it took me a long time to gather all the things I needed. And then it's just the page is just made of crushed velvet. It's like I don't know how to say, we call it oil, petroleum, something like that, but it is, you see, it's like a dark teal. And I added some coins here. This comes from Julie too, an applique, and this, which was the final part of a necklace, and it has seed beads inside, and some gold to pick up the color of the image. So, and all dangles here and there, and pearls. And this is a collar piece. This one, it already had sequins all over and little beads. The other page is this one. There's this lady who's holding a crystal ball. I enhanced it with some nail polish with glitter. And again, I added some trim, some vintage trim, and I enhanced the picture also with this, creating a necklace, some golden pieces on the dress, and you see all the embellishments going on, some tulle, a flower, then some other things added to some other pieces, how can I say, resin pieces added here and there, 3 gorgeous flowers because I wanted a splash of colors to match the flower I put on in her hair. And this is the thing I like best. It is a full necklace, a whole necklace I bought exactly for crafting from Fiona, and it is gorgeous in my opinion. It dangles all around a part of the image. And then there are dangles, of course, but I won't even mention them anymore because in a Gypsy book I realized that there should be lots and lots of dangles, which I love. And here is the 2 pages inside. So the first one is a pocket page, and I created, so it's made of this burgundy crushed velvet, and I created this pocket, dismantling a garment I didn't like to wear, but it's perfect for projects. And so, as you can see, I added trim here and an applique. On top I gathered, sorry, I was out of camera. Well, I gathered this purple trim, and I embellished the pocket with fibers and the little flowers I made with a resin piece in the center. I added some beads here. And then I added a piece of a doily, and I created this fringe. I took I had this wool, and I threaded with a crochet hook. I threaded pieces through the holes in this cotton lace to create a fringe, which is not symmetrical, by the way. I added some beautiful dangle trim on one side, and then I crocheted this dangles with wool. This is burgundy and white wool, along with, I mixed it with a very fine golden thread, just to create some dangles, and something will go in the pocket as well. And then there's this page, which I love too, is my second favorite one. And there's a gypsy girl with tarots, and I made it with orange crushed velvet. So I added the corner of a shawl here with its fringes, and I twisted some more crushed velvet in green, and I looped around this. It was a ribbon. Then I created some flowers with crushed velvet, and I added pieces. This one is from a vintage chandelier. I added a bling piece here, and I created this dangle. I discovered also that I love beading and make things like this. And I made a bow with the orange crushed velvet, and well, I think this is it. So you see also, well, I want to mention, sorry, I forgot here. So I added this ceramic flower, and I hope it will arrive in one piece. And I tucked in some pieces of chenille. I had this one is the kind you can knit. And here it is a wooden piece with enamel, and I think it's vintage because I found it in this house, which is very old and the dwellers were my father's grandparents and aunt. So I think it is very old, quite old at least. Then in the center I added this sequined trim I found at the store at the seaside, and in the end, just to make it a bit interesting, I cut a piece from a shawl I bought for this purpose, and it has sort of little coins of the same color, green. And this is the inside, the middle, the inside. And then there's this page, which is 2 pages, which are more romantic. So this image shows an old gypsy lady, and she's reading the fortune to an elegant young lady, and it makes me think to a lady who wants to discover something about love. It is a very delicate, beautiful image, and I framed it with, you see, different trims. This one is gorgeous. It has like little clay flowers on it, and then I added this gorgeous piece It's all sequined. It comes from a collar piece I bought time ago. And then this one is a part of an earring I bought at the seaside, and the other part of the same earring was this heart. They already had sparkly beads on it, and I just tucked in some, I don't know how this is called, this Indian silk maybe, or something like that. And at the bottom I put, so you see, sorry, I'm messing everything up as I explained. So you see the page, this is made with a scarf, and you see the beautiful pattern and color of the scarf. And then I tucked in another glow-in-the-dark star, this flower I made, and I puffed it out with some wadding, and another earring. Well, I think this is all for that page. And this last page is about a couple in love too, and there's this lovely old lady, old gypsy reading the hand, I think. Let me see, I don't remember. Yes, she's reading the hand of the girl. And I love their face. Look, they're smiling, they're happy. So she's telling something beautiful to the couple. And it is made of a different shade of crushed velvet. I went around it with some flowers. This one was given to me by Colette, and I made two more with crushed velvet and added something in the center, then some more piece from a necklace I bought exactly to be dismantled, another applique, and trims here and there. And here I added first this gorgeous fringe trim at the bottom, and this one is a bracelet I bought exactly for crafting, and I crocheted this using the same wool I used for the discs, and it goes this way. I combine the wool with the golden thread, and I just added a key here, a metal key with a heart that represents, in my opinion, the key to the heart of the loved one. And I just gathered some lace here with a different, grey and coral pattern. And so this is my first gypsy book. I just go a bit slower through it because I went as quickly as I could not to make the video last ages. So this is the first page, and the second one, the third, the two middle pages, the pocket page, with the dangles, and this one in orange and green, then the two final pages, which are about love. And this is the back with a pocket and the spine. So I really hope the lovely lady who will receive it likes it. And like I said, it was a huge pleasure for me to make this book. I don't know if I will have a go at another gypsy book, maybe, because I still have something left. and we'll see. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you like what you've seen. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.